For instance, when I do my best work as an actor, and this has happened quite a few times, we get to the last day of filming, and at the end of the day, they go, okay, that's a wrap. And I'm like, okay, I'll see you all tomorrow morning. They're like, no, 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 that's a film wrap. The film's over. And I'm like, what? Wait a minute. I was not seeing the finish line. I did not see the destination. It's the old Bo Jackson doesn't run across the goal line. He runs across through the end zone and up the tunnel. The sniper doesn't aim at the target. He aims on the other side of it. And so it's like playing golf. You're gonna you'll bogey it. You'll bogey 18 if you look at the scorecard and think, oh, just one thing. But if you play to where you walk off the 18th like you're going to the next tee box, and they go, no, the round's finished. You shot 65. That's when you stay in the process without thinking about what that end is. It's also, I don't know about you. It's that long view, not only of life, but also what you're saying in being obsessed with what you've got in front of you, what that play is like it's the first one. It does something that when you get to near the proverbial goal line, you don't get tight because you're going past the goal line. The goal line is not really the destination. We'll go another 100 yards, even though we're on the 5 sort of mentality. And I mean, those metaphors and things in my own job, of those sport metaphors, help me a lot. You talked about preparation. I came in with some natural innate ability to do what I do, but what I really know is I've out hustled, not prepared people. So when it is my game day and I'm on set, I'm not working then. I'm playing because I've done the work to get to that point.
Yeah, well, I think that's such a critical point is, you talked about the long view. And I always talk about the long game because like the reality is that I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do this for a long, long time. I'm trying to do this forever. I'm trying to do it for the next, 15 years of my life, my career, but also the season's long even. And we're only in game 5. Seahawks are undefeated, just so you know. I know I'm not sure about your Washington team, but I know the Seahawks are 5-0.
We are not.
But the reality is that there's so much more ahead. And I'll even go back to one of my highest moments and one of my lowest moments in my career. We just won the Super Bowl. It's my second year. We won the Super Bowl. I get to hold up the Lombardi Trophy, and that feeling of I never forget. It was supposed to be snowing in New York City, and the moon's sitting right there, and it's like, man, there's no snow around. It's a perfect night. Joe Namath walks out in his mink coat, and he flips the coin toss, and Peyton Manning and Champ Bailey are walking across. I'm like, man, I'm in the Super Bowl. I'm here, and sure enough, like every single movement, every single thing just went our way. Everything happened, and you're in it. You're so zoned in. Next thing you know, we win the Super Bowl, hold the own trophy, great feeling. I'm already thinking about the next moment. I'm already thinking about, okay, what's next? So then fast forward, we have a great season again, you get to the Super Bowl again, get all the way down to the 1 yard line, boom.
Yep.
It feels like the whole world has changed. And in that moment right there, as I was walking towards the sideline, as things didn't go the way we wanted to, the reality was I realized in that moment, God's got something so much more in store that I'm not going to get stuck on this moment.
Right.
Because that can change somebody's life forever. So to me, it's really, how am I going to propel and use this? Like I used the trophy before. How am I going to use this to motivate me to keep going and keep being the best version of myself and everything else? And even my language and how I speak and remaining neutral in the midst of it all was such a critical part to overcoming and being honestly where I am today in year 9 and sitting here and being able to feel confident enough and feel that where I know I'm the best version of myself today than I even was back then,
Heard. It's a tough thing to have that sort of awareness, to be that conscious and to be that patient in those moments, to trust, trust is a big word. Trust, as you said, that God's got bigger plans and longer plans. Trust that, hey, this moment does not define me. Just like last year, winning it is not my definition. I'm in the process. This is part of it. I know I had a similar feeling when I won the Best Actor Award. It was a great seminal moment in my career, but I never had I did it. I have arrived. This is my destination. Now what? I never had that feeling. Now, question is, I don't know if I worked on not having that feeling to get to that point through habits. I don't know how much of it was in me. I just never, even the best times, just like some of my worst times, I never really have felt in them like, oh, this is it. I will dwell on this. this will define me. If it's something like winning the greatest trophy, Lombardi Trophy or the Oscar, or the pick that goes the other way and you lose, or my doggone dad passing away. I never felt like, oh no, it's over. It was always, life's always felt like a verb to me.
Yeah.
And whatever my career, what I'm working on feels like, no, it's always going. And if, when you say the long term, you want to do it 15 years, 15 more years, who knows with technology, maybe do it longer than that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that long game and to keep that view, I think that's a good thing that people can better understand. And I know I try to work on it as much as I can.
Yeah, I think about too is, you talk about, winning the best actor and everything else. And, what is that process like when you've nailed a scene? Because I think about football, I think about baseball, when you hit a home run, is like that feeling of throwing a touchdown, the ball's in the air. And even in the process of a movie, which movies take forever to do. So as you talked about a little bit earlier, but that whole process of it all, but when you feel like you've left it all out on the line and you did what you had to do, to becoming the best actor, walk us through that, the process of that, but also the feeling of, before even any awards come out, before anything comes out, I know I kicked ass. Like what was that like? What's that like?
So what I've learned, and I started learning this about 17 years ago in my acting, and I go back to that preparation. I had a natural ability to act, but I didn't know what I was doing. So the first 5 years of my career, I was just had a natural ability and would show up. But then I started to learn. Well, now I'm going to take classes. Now I'm going to meet with a mentor about acting. And as you know, there's a learning curve. When you have to sit down with that playbook or you're learning a brand new offense, it doesn't become instinctual. It takes a lot of intellectual process to get it down into our bodies to where we don't have to think about it because we don't want to be thinking on the day, right? You want to be in the moment. So what I learned is to start going, okay, I'm going to be so prepared. What I call is my job is to go tell the truth on my man in front of the camera between action and cut. Well, I want to have 4 different truths I can tell on my man. So whatever anybody throws at me, I'll call the proverbial audible. Let's go. You don't need to yell cut. Let's roll. It's live. Again, show up on set like the camera's already rolling. It's live. When I walked out of my trailer, it's on. It's not an audition. I worked with this one director that said the rule was before we started, he goes, gang, everyone, you're going to get 1 take. There's no take 2. Wow. Now that could make you feel 1 or 2 ways. Oh no. Or, well, here we go. It's on. And luckily I was able to tap into that second part of going, it's on. There is no audition. Don't hold anything back. You better get in tune right now and express it and do it and not act like one, be one. Now I can feel when I'm hitting it on the screws. I can feel, like you said, when you release it, you've seen the completion. And I remember Tom Brady told me that when I asked him, what does he do? What is it? This is probably 17 years ago. What is it when you're your best? He goes, anticipation. Everything slows down. Before I've released the ball, I know if it's been caught. I know if it's a first down. I know what the next play is going to be. Yep. And so, when I've hit it in acting, when I know I'm on it, my main thing is checking, did it get recorded? Because it has to be recorded. And if it's there, it has to go through an editing process. So it's not as immediate as what you do. It has to go through an editing process. And then a year later, it shows up on the screen. Now, hopefully they've captured that truth of the raw emotion that I performed at the time. And I've been in a lot of movies that I think did. But I can feel it when I'm on it. Again, I don't feel like it's work when I'm on it. And I'm also not thinking. And also I have very little tension. For me and my job, when I'm on my proverbial field on the set, it's being free without tension and poised enough to be in the moment. And the days just all of a sudden show up and they go, it's over. And I'm like, wait a minute, is it lunchtime? They're like, no, it's 6 o'clock. We already did that. I'm like, oh, okay. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.